Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, that's loud. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Irish Daily Mail Style Stage. And what we're going to do now this afternoon is that Jenny here won a competition with the Daily Mail to get a makeover, a wedding makeover. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And Lauren is here from Makeup Forever, and this is Carolyn from Art of Hair. And between the two of them, they're going to do a makeover on 2 people in 20 minutes. We're entering the Guinness World Records this afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to be talking through the makeup with Makeup Forever and the hair with Carolyn. And if anybody has any questions, if you want to know about the latest makeup trends or what you should be doing for your wedding, etc., regarding makeup or hair, we'll just put up your hand and we'll go over and ask you any questions that you may have. But they're going to talk their way through it. So we're going to start with Lauren, and Lauren, of course, is from Makeup Forever, and we're going to just talk through the basics of wedding day makeup. So Lauren, if you talk us through what you're doing at the moment.
So already with my beautiful bride-to-be, I popped on a
This
little
is Jenny, and Jenny, tell us, when you get married? Next September. The 8th of September. Have you got everything planned already after looking around today?
Well, kind of.
I'm getting married next Friday. Next Friday I'm getting married, yes. My husband-to-be is here, standing there. We're going around trying to get some hints here as well today. So, and we've nothing planned. So a year in advance. So, sorry, Lauren, tell us what you're doing.
So I'm just going to start with her eyes for the moment. Jenny is already perfectly happy with her base as is. So with the eye area, you want to prime the eye beforehand with a little bit of concealer. Key to keeping your eyeshadow on is some loose powder and a powder puff. So I don't know if you all have maybe possibly one of these at home. And press the powder into the eye area to completely mattify. Because you're constantly producing oil, if you ever notice that when you're on an ice out and you find that your oil tends to get, or your eyelids tend to get really oily and your eyeshadow tends to sit in the crease area and it gets nice and oily and kind of greasy, it's just because you haven't prepped the eye area correctly. So beforehand, as again a little tip, a bit of loose powder across the eye area and your powder puff, and then we're just going to base the eye with some base eyeshadow. To open up the eye area, I'm going to concentrate just with 2 colours. I've got my cream base, and then I'm going to go for a red brown, just in the crease area for a little bit of extra definition. And Jenny wants to open up her eye area. So just in the crease, it's a natural socket line. We're going to use a darker colour in that area.
Do you find that brides, it's the same bridal makeup look, or are there trends? Like, is there trends like Jenny's getting married in September, so would it be a different look in September as you would maybe in June?
For bridal photographs, you want to look like yourself. When you see that picture, like I go into my granny's house and she's got pictures of her sons and daughters on the mantelpiece in the house. And when I look at my aunties, they all look exactly the same. You don't want to be masked in either eyeshadow or lipstick or look like a completely
That's the thing, isn't it? Some girls maybe want to look like totally different on the day, but you don't suggest that that's a good look.
Not really, because when you get to the altar, you don't want your husband to turn around your grin.
Who's this coming up the aisle towards me?
Exactly. So I would keep it as natural as possible. Again, you want to enhance what you already have. So to open up the eye area, we're just going to focus, as I said, with 2 colours. Pop on a bit of eyeliner and some false lashes just to open the eye as well.
Anybody any questions? Anybody any questions? No, not yet? Okay.
Just look all over to me. Again, I'm going to use mainly matte shadows. Matte tends to stain the eye and last a whole lot longer rather than shimmers. By all means, you can use a little bit of shimmer if you want to, but use it at the very end because the matte acts as a base for all of the rest of the eyeshadow that you're going to pop on.
Now, of course, the bride is going to be crying a lot during the day. So how do we stop all that running down the eyes with the mascara and the liner underneath and stuff? Is there a special one that you use?
Everything that you do use, or your makeup artist, make sure, if at all possible, it is waterproof formula. If not, Makeup Forever do an eye sealer, which is basically an eye waterproof converter. So if you've got an eyeshadow that
waterproof converter.
Exactly.
What's that now?
It's a special pro product, which if you have any favourite colour eyeshadow that you want to use on the day, you can pop it over and it makes everything waterproof then, so you know.
It stays in place.
Exactly.
And hopefully we're crying for all the right reasons on the day. Okay, I'm going to leave you there for a second and we're just going to go over to Carolyn from Art of Hair. Hi Carolyn. Now this is Jenny's friend here, Teresa. So what have you doing? God, she looks so different already.
Teresa doesn't have very long hair. She's basically had a bob. So I'm just demonstrating that you can still have an up style even with short hair. Like if she wants to stand up and show the crowd the back of her hair already, it literally wasn't any longer than the nape of her neck. So
it's amazing that you're able to get from that into that.
Yeah. We're still doing a little bit of work on the front, but in terms of styles for short hairs, yes, definitely you can still do something with it.
Okay. And is that the look? Do most brides and their bridesmaids, they all want the up style for a wedding?
Well, some do. Very much a half up, half down is what's in for the last 12 months or so. Plaits are kind of going out now, but if we look at the likes of Cheryl Cole this week, big bouffant beehives, big hair is very, very in again. So I think that the trick is go back to the Hollywood glamour, go back to the divas of the day. You'll always get it right if you stick with classic styles.
And you would recommend that a bride and her bridesmaids go into you and do a trial before the wedding?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I would very seldom do a wedding where they haven't had a trial done. It's important for the girl to know that they're safe in your hands.
Yeah.
Like, depending on what they want.
Sorry, do you need a glass of water? Here we go.
Sorry,
Here's the bottle.
bit cold. Depending on what they want, it's either going to be something that will take 40 minutes or it could take an hour and a half. So it really depends on what they want.
Yeah, well, it absolutely looks amazing there. I'll let you carry on. And same with you, Lauren. Obviously, all the brides-to-be and their bridesmaids go into you for a trial beforehand, and it's something that you would recommend.
Most definitely. As well, it's really important that you do get your image across to your makeup artist. So if you've got any photographs or any pictures that you've taken out of magazines.
All right, that's what you want to look like.
Exactly. Again, bear in mind, I can replicate the makeup. I can't make you look like Angelina Jolie or anything like that. So.
What do you mean you can't make it look like Angelina Jolie? You're a makeup artist.
There are certain styles that, again, I would tend to replicate a lot, like the likes of the browns, the golds, the shimmers. But yeah, photographs, any kind of pictures like that from magazines are always better to bring into your makeup artist. Trials are always better, as well if you're going for a fake tan, if you're getting your eyebrows threaded or plucked or tinted for the first time, it's always important that you do go for a trial, again if you do get any irritations from it.
And maybe don't do it 2 or 3 days just before the wedding in case there's some reaction or you start breaking out in something.
Especially when it comes to waxing, if you get your eyebrows waxed just the day before the wedding, you find that the foundation doesn't tend to stick to that area. So
now girls, don't get your eyebrows waxed the day before the wedding or any other part of you waxed the day before the wedding. It's not recommended. It's not recommended. So what else are we doing? Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions for Lauren or Carolyn? All right. So what are you doing now here, Lauren?
I'm just filling in her eyebrows just a little bit more to give her an extra bit of definition. Again, brows are there for a reason. They frame the face, they give definition. So it's very important that you do define them. Even if you're very fair, even if you get them slightly tinted, they definitely do make a difference in photographs. And I'm just going to pop on a little bit of mascara.
Do you have a look that you're going for, Jenny, for your wedding? Is like Lauren was saying, a photograph and you're sort of saying that's the look?
Not really at the moment, no. I haven't really thought about that detail yet, I suppose. Yeah, but just something natural that enhances what I have. I'm not trying to look like any kind of...
You don't want to start looking like a drag queen on your wedding day.
No.
I'm just popping on a little bit of waterproof mascara, again, both top and bottom lashes. Just to open the eyes, and then I'm just going to pop on some individual lashes. So if any brides are tempted to go for lashes, I would again get a trial done. You can go for lash extensions or semi-permanent lashes, individual lashes that last for the day, or then there's also the strip lashes as well. So you've got an array.
Individual ones that go in as well. Well, I have to say, Carolyn, in literally 10 minutes, give her a round of applause. Look at that she's done in 10 minutes. Would you mind standing up and give us a little, literally, in 10 minutes you've done that. That is fantastic. Well done. That looks terrific, Teresa. It really does. Well done on that. Now, do you want to start there while she's doing her makeup, or do you want to...
I spotted a long-haired girl.
Okay,
here.
what's your
So
name?
I'm
Do you want
gonna
to
do
come
chignon.
up? Do you mind coming up and getting your hair done? All right, come up here. Here you go. Come up to us.
I'm just going to do a simple chignon because it's very much asked
A
for.
chignon. Now,
Yeah.
explain what a chignon is to anybody in the audience who doesn't know,
It's a
and
vari-
me,
It's
what
a
a
variation
chignon.
of a bun.
All right.
It's a
What's
French
your name?
word.
Are you getting married?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. You're just here. Are you here with friends who are getting married?
Yeah.
What's her name? Lynn, when are you getting married? Lynn's all embarrassed.
So, like, it's terrific when you have hair like this. Like, the first thing I noticed, it's not hair extensions, which is lovely to work with as well. Because most brides, when they do come with somebody short-haired, like Teresa is, the first thing they'll say to me is, do I need hair extensions? Do I have to enhance it with something? Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. It really depends on the style.
Well, it's proof with Teresa this morning,
Yeah,
today,
you
that
definitely
you
don't.
don't need
Yeah.
it, because there's a lovely style.
Yeah.
And all the pieces then that you have that you can put into it and add to it
Oh,
as well.
absolutely, yeah. The bit of bling. The
Bit of bling, you have to have the bit of bling on your wedding day. Are we finished with Jenny here? Okay, Jenny, can you just come out to us and just quickly then, Lauren, if you'd like just to quickly just tell people what you did and basically the look.
On her eye area, and then on this model I'm going to do more of her base. For the lid, we kept it really light with a soft matte shadow across the lid area. In the crease, we concentrated more so with a bit of a red brown. Went for a slight smoky eye, and then added a little bit of liquid line again just to define and enhance the lash line. Again, really kind of opens the eye more so in photographs. Applied a bit of white liner on her waterline, so which is the rim right on the bottom, again to open her eye more so in photographs. And applied some false lashes, just 3 or 4 to the outer corner. So if you're not a big fan of false lashes, just go for some individuals because they just instantly open the eye toward the outer corner.
Did you put lipstick on at all? Because it seems that it's very natural. Or are you going
We
to?
haven't gone for lips because she just wanted to concentrate more so on her eye area. But
All right.
on my model here, I'm going to do a full base now for you, which will have a bit of lippy.
Bit of lippy. Okay, well thank you very much, Jenny. You look lovely. So Carolyn, tell us what you're doing here.
Right, well I'm just starting a ponytail with a high-end ponytail. These grips that I use, they have a double-end hook, which is very handy because you're not getting into using elastics that are going to snap the hair. So they're just a single strand, but you just hook it on, you wrap it around, the hair out of the way,
Pop it over.
you just wrap it around and it just slots in and hooks into the hair like that.
Wow.
So you have your ponytail, instant ponytail, and you're not threading the hair back and forwards through. So that leaves us with a lovely sheer, long ponytail. Now you do need length for a chignon because it's all about the tucking in of the hair underneath. I like to leave a little piece out, wrap it on the ponytail and just
Around the
finish
top
that
of
off.
it, yeah.
Or you could plait it, maybe if we had time we'd plait a piece and dress it a little bit differently. But I'm just going to show you how to pin this in very, very simply. So we'll take a piece from underneath. We didn't do a lot of prep work on this, as you can see.
We didn't do a lot of prep work on this, but you're doing
we didn't
great.
have time. And the preparation is paramount, like good conditioned hair before the wedding, like treatments all the way up to it. Maybe not
So
the
you'd
week off.
recommend for treatments for the brides and bridesmaids before, what kind of treatments would they be using?
I like the Kerastase range, it's very good. It is a little bit expensive, but you know, you get what you pay for.
So
but
you
there's
dry
lots
or
of good
wrinkled
ones.
hair, make sure you're getting the treatments.
Oh,
So
yeah.
coloured hair,
Yeah,
a lot of women
absolutely.
would have coloured hair coming up to the big day,
Yeah.
and so make sure you're getting some treatments on that
Yeah.
as well.
And stick with who you know. Like if you have a good hairdresser that you've been working with for years, put your trust in them. You know, don't go changing your
Yeah,
mind.
just because you're getting married, you
Yeah.
feel like, oh, we have to upgrade to somebody that's
Yeah.
maybe a bit better known or sort
absolutely.
of, yeah.
And just because you're paying a little bit more as well doesn't mean you're getting any better.
No,
they all use
tips
the
for
same.
you.
They all use the same products.
Anybody want to ask either of our people any questions? No? Okay. Who's getting married here? You're getting married, you're getting married? So what are we doing here then? Lauren?
I'm going back to basics as again Caroline had mentioned about preparation is the key. For your bridal makeup, preparation really is the key when it comes to your foundation. Your makeup is only going to look as good as the skin that's underneath, so if you don't have amazing skin, or if it's a little bit dry or a little bit oily, your makeup isn't going to last the entire day. So for preparation, we popped on a little bit of HD primer, which is just going to hydrate your skin, keep your foundation in place for the entire day. Basically adheres your foundation to the skin a little bit longer. Then we applied a little bit of HD foundation. So as you probably noticed, or when you turn on the TV, more so nowadays, everything you see is shot in high definition, which just means that everything is magnified up to 6 times.
Oh, we know, it's terrible. It's terrible.
So therefore, it makes the makeup artist job a lot harder because you have to look that little bit more flawless, especially when it comes to your photographs. So with HD, it gives you the coverage, it gives you invisible coverage without looking like you've got an awful lot of makeup on. So it's still going to hide any redness or any kind of blemishes, but it isn't going to look like you've got full coverage foundation on. So HD has been used in a lot of films and TV programs, sort of like the likes of Gossip Girl, Desperate Housewives, Sex and the City. So to get that kind of dewy finish from the likes of Carrie from Sex and the City, she would use the likes of HD foundation. A little bit of contouring we're going to apply just under the cheekbones, a little bit of highlighter on the bone itself, and then a little bit of blush to finish off your base for the day. Again, if you don't colour match, or if your makeup artist doesn't colour match your foundation correctly, especially if you're wearing fake tan, if you do go for a trial, make sure that you have your fake tan on you already for your trial so you can see the entire makeup.
There's no point in getting a makeup trial and then on your wedding day coming in after getting 10 shades darker or orange.
Of course.
So you don't want that. So make sure these are all little tips to make sure that you adhere to.
Of course. So when we contour, this again is just going to enhance or define the cheekbones a little bit more. I'm going to slightly turn you this way. We're going to come underneath the cheekbone with a darker, almost between a taupe and a sand, matte shadow under
this
the jawline.
Is defining your jawline.
And your cheekbones. So when you do smile or when you see in photographs, you've got these really contoured cheekbones. Then we're just going to add a slight bit of blush. So if you smile for me, blush goes on the apple of the cheek and back toward the ear. So it's almost like a Nike tip or correct mark. If you smile. And back toward the ear. Again, there's only product on the tips of the brush, so there's no point in putting your brush on the face and really kind of scraping the skin. You want a really natural finish to your foundation. And then to highlight, we're going to highlight the bone itself. And for photographs, it's really nice to use a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to use a compact shine on. And just on the bone itself. And all of your product should be brushed down the skin. Because your natural hair growth is down, if you start bringing the product back up the skin, it tends to look a little bit dirty or a little bit grubby. So just on the bone. Again, anywhere that you want to highlight, you want to draw that area forward. So the likes of your cheekbones, your brow bone, or even just a little tip where you can pop a little bit of highlighter on the top of your lip. It just makes your lips just look that little bit bigger.
And the thing is, as you were saying, it's to keep it that it is natural, it is you, and you're not looking like a different person to a you would normally look.
Of course. Again, if you don't wear tan, if you've never worn it before, I would tend not to recommend it. Then if you don't generally wear it, I would stay
Don't
clear
suddenly
of it.
start getting a spray tan just because it's your wedding day, yeah.
We're going to pop on just a little bit of lippy.
So Carolyn, nearly there?
We're nearly there, yeah. We're getting through it. She has loads of hair to work with. Now, given time, there will be a lot of preparation on this. You'd be smoothing it out, making the most of the condition of her hair, and working some product into it. So we're doing it really without actually prepping the hair.
But it's just to show you what can be done.
Oh, absolutely, and just to show you a little bit of detail on it, like with the zigzag on the top as well, you know.
And then the final piece here, what are we going to do with this? We're going to bring this up as well?
That'll be brought up as well. We might just leave the small bit down just because
Just
it's a
down
lot
the front,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite streamlined at the back. So we keep a fringe down so it's not too severe. Not everybody can wear their hair sheer off the face, so bear that in mind. You should try and look like you on your wedding day. Don't look back in your photos in 10 years' time and regret what you've done.
It was all,
Yeah.
I pulled back too much, I looked very severe. And I suppose, like, sometimes you might feel under pressure from your hairdresser or someone who's saying to you, this looks great
Oh,
on you.
yeah, yeah.
And so you've got to really stand by her and just sort of say, no, I don't really like it, or sort of going,
Yeah.
oh, do you really think that's great? They're going, yeah, I think this is the way for you. You've got to really
Oh no,
stick by your guns.
Yeah, no, I would get a bride to bring me 2 pictures of a style that she likes. So it's coming from her, it's not coming from me. I also got a picture of the dress as well, because there's no point in having a vintage style with
Having a totally
a
different
modern
hairstyle,
dress.
yeah.
Yeah. So it all has to gel well together.
Lauren, nearly there?
Just about, I'm just going to pop on a little bit of loose powder again across the eyelid. So again, foundation, really important to blend in with your neck and your chest line. Foundation primarily to even out your skin tone. It's not to give you a colour, so it shouldn't be a shade darker. I always tend to go for the likes of a Face and Body, or as I said, the HD foundation. Because once you get a perfect match for the skin tone, your foundation is going to look a lot more natural, and then you can start adding your colour back in with the likes of your blushers, your bronzers.
And of course, like Teresa here, she was Jenny's bridesmaid. We're not saying that she is, or is she? She is your bridesmaid. Of course, a lot of the makeup would depend on the colour dress as well.
The colour of the dresses as well. Again, a lot of brides that I've come across, they just say whatever the bridesmaids want, it's fine. But some of the time, you would kind of more so complement the colour of the dresses, or again, keep it quite natural.
And we know that Jenny's not going to be a bridezilla. Not at all. Decisive rather than bridezilla. I love that. I'm going to be a decisive bride. Very good. That looks great. I love the fact that it still looks quite natural, and it is a daytime look.
Of course.
Like, I know it's dumb, but you could walk around like that in daytime. Well, Carolyn, that looks absolutely fantastic. Give Carolyn a round of applause. Look at that.
I'm watching the clock and I'm saying we're never going to do this, but we did it. Yeah.
Okay, we've Jenny to come over now. What are you going to do with Jenny?
Jenny.
Thank you. You look gorgeous.
Thank
you. Look
Thanks
at that.
for doing that. You
That
can
looks
give them a twirl
fantastic.
there. We'll get the piece out in a few minutes. But it just sets it off.
Yeah.
Now
Now the bride.
Yeah.
We've had the bride's makeup and short hair, but now this is the thing.
Okay.
You have a bride who comes to you and she's hair this short, and you want to make it look fabulous on the day. What do you do?
Okay. As I said, a lot of the girls are going down, and you've just recently had your hair all put up, haven't you? So, and you probably love the style you have. You could just curl it, very simply curl it and leave it down. She has a bit of an asymmetrical bob going on, so it's shorter at the back and longer at the front. So at least curls will balance that, do you know what I mean? You can make the most of it. Just simple, flick out at the back, straight front, soft fringe. So there's lots of things you can do. It's still, again, it would go up. If we got Teresa's up, this would definitely go up as well. Or you can enhance it if you want more length back again and stick in the
Lovely
hair.
colours going through it as
Yeah,
well.
she has a great colour in her hair. So whoever's doing your hair, tell them well done. It's looking well. Like as well, a lot of brides change their colours for their wedding, and they shouldn't necessarily. You know, just because it's a plain dress doesn't mean that you can't go for the strong colours. Like if you have a colour like mine, you know, why change it on the day of your wedding? It's still going to be you. It's part of your personality.
Okay, that's brilliant. Some great advice there. And Lauren, then, just finally, what are your final touches here?
Just popping on again to finish off our natural look. A little bit of shadow in the crease, again across the lid and then under the brow bone. And then again, remember, whatever you do in the crease line, so your natural socket line, bring it underneath your lower lashes. Just look up to me. Just so there's an even balance of shadow. I never bring eyeliner underneath my lower lashes. It's always just a little bit of eyeshadow, again, just to soften up the look. Again, as I said, eyeshadow stains the eyelid. It lasts a whole lot longer. Therefore, your eyeshadow doesn't tend to run or smudge, like the likes of kohl eyeliner underneath the lower lashes would also.
Great.
And just look over here. Again, just to open the eye, you can either use a white kohl pencil or you can use a concealer pencil, which is a skin toned pencil. Again, it just reduces the redness in the lower lashes and opens the eye just a
Opens
little
the
bit.
eye out photographs, and it gives it that little pop.
And then we're going to still keep it quite natural. On Jenny we went for cake liner, which is a little bit more of a stylized liner. For this look we're going to keep it with a slant brush and just some matte eyeshadow. And just go over it. Go over it. Yeah. And we're just going to press it close to her lash root, just again to give her a nice natural finish.
So you're tonguing it here now.
I'm using the GHD on it. Now, a lot of the girls have gone away from the GHD because the likes of the thermal tongs like these, they give you a much more barreled curl, which is nicer. The GHD tends to drop a little bit, but I'm only flicking the end of this, so it's absolutely perfect from that point of view. Can I also say the pieces that I'm using here today, they're from the bridal party, and I think they're on F5 on the aisle over there. So all the pieces are from her, and they're all handmade.
Do you find that brides are steering away from veils and they're going with pieces in their hair now rather than veils, or are veils still very popular?
If you get a very opulent piece, you don't need a veil. There's no point in overkill with the whole thing. If you have a small piece, you can still go for the veil, and maybe a cathedral length veil, a long veil with that.
Okay. And Lauren, just finally finishing off there now.
Finally, we're just going to give her a little bit of a spritz.
A little bit of mist.
And just put it over. So this is just a mist and fix by Makeup Forever, so it's a setting spray. It just creates a clear film over the entire makeup. You can use it after your foundation if you want to, or after, as I've just done my entire makeup, which just, it's almost like a clear film over your makeup, so nothing's going to harm it throughout the day. A lot of dancers, performers, so again, if you find that you perspire a lot during the day, your makeup is still going to stay intact with a little
So
bit
you're
of
saying if you put this on, nothing will shine?
Nope.
Nothing will shine. You won't shine
day.
throughout the day if you put mist and fix on. Are you
That's
guaranteeing us that?
I
So
am.
you don't have to have a makeup artist following us around for the day. I don't believe you.
Yeah, and that is our natural bride.
There she is. Give her a round of applause. Well done, Lauren. Thank you very much. You look gorgeous. Your hair. You have to go out tonight now. You're heading out tonight. You have to go out somewhere now, I'm telling you. And Jenny's still here getting her hair done. The competition, we have a competition, do we? Makeup and Makeup Forever by Carol. Oh, very good. You're going to go around so people want to fill them out? You can enter a competition?
We have a competition running there for a makeover. So if somebody wants to have their makeup and hair done, we'll
Okay,
pick a winner.
so if you want to enter the competition to get your makeup and hair done, just fill it out and stick it into the box here.
We'll be drawing that tomorrow evening.
And we'll draw that tomorrow evening before it close. So put your telephone number on it and you'll be getting a call. So as you said, this is just very simple.
Very, very simple. I'm just going to leave this down. It's all just flipped. Now, if the catwalk show is going to start, if people want to hang on here, we'll finish off.
Okay.
And they can stay with us to see the end results.
All right, and you come back to even later on when we're doing our next one at 3:45. We're doing another professional hairstyle and makeup demonstration here at our style stage. But for the moment, for Lauren and for Carolyn, give them a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.